I'm not sure that WhatsApp is like the UI that people are going to be doing a lot of coding
Yeah.
questions. So we're like, all right, look, in terms of the things that, or Facebook or Instagram or, those different services, maybe the website, right? Meta.ai that we're launching, I think.
Yeah.
But the thing that was sort of, I think has been a, somewhat surprising result over the last, 18 months is that it turns out that coding is important for a lot of domains, not just coding, right? So even if people aren't asking coding questions to the models, training the models on coding helps them just be more rigorous and answer the question and kind of help reason across a lot of different types of domains. Okay, so that's one example where it's like, all right, so for LLaMA 3, we like really focused on training it with a lot of coding because it's like, all right, that's going to make it better on all these things, even if people aren't asking primarily coding questions. Reasoning, I think, is another example. It's like, okay, yeah, maybe you want to chat with a creator or, you're a business and you're trying to interact with a customer. That interaction is not just like, okay, the person sends you a message and you just reply, right? It's like a multi-step interaction where you're trying to think through, how do I accomplish the person's goals? And, a lot of times when a customer comes, they don't necessarily know exactly what they're looking for or how to ask their questions. So it's not really the job of the AI to just respond to the question. It's like you need to kind of think about it more holistically. It's really becomes a reasoning problem, right? So if someone else, solves reasoning or makes good advances on reasoning, and we're sitting here and with a basic chatbot, then like our product is lame compared to what other people are building. So it's like, okay, so at the end of the day, we basically realized we've got to solve general intelligence. And we just kind of upped the ante and the investment to make sure that we could do that.
So the version of LLaMA that's going to solve all these use cases for users, is that the version that will be powerful enough to like replace a programmer you might have in this building?
I mean, I just think that all this stuff is going to be progressive over time.
But in case LLaMA 10,
I mean, I think that there's a lot baked into that question. I'm not sure that we're replacing people as much as giving people tools to do more stuff.
Is a programmer in this building 10x more productive after LLaMA
I would
10?
hope more, but but no, I mean, look, I don't believe that there's like a single threshold of intelligence for humanity, because I mean, people have different skills. And at some point, I think that AI is going to be is probably going to surpass people at most of those things, depending on how powerful the models are. But I think it's progressive, and I don't think AGI is one thing. I think you're basically adding different capabilities. So multimodality is kind of a key one that we're focused on now. Initially with photos and images and text, but eventually with videos, and then because we're so focused on the metaverse, kind of 3D type stuff is important. One modality that I'm pretty focused on that I haven't seen as many other people in the industry focus on this is sort of like emotional understanding. Like, I mean, so much of the human brain is just dedicated to understanding people and kind of like understanding your expressions and emotions. And I think that's like its own whole modality, right? That, I mean, you could say, okay, maybe it's just video or image, but it's like clearly a very specialized version of those too. So there's all these different capabilities that I think you want to basically train the models to focus on, as well as getting a lot better at reasoning, getting a lot better at memory, which I think is kind of its own whole thing.